Very good evening, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your exclusive interview, and today we're going to be bringing you a very special guest, and that is Jordan Hermann. Jordan, good to see you. Good to speak to you. We wanted to play you a little bit of a intro quickly, just to show the people what you did recently. Score that you scored. It was so impressive to watch that particular knock on pitch vision, because we never really got the opportunity to watch it live. I will be based in Cape Town, but to be able to see the highlights again afterwards was such an amazing thing to see, and to see you doing so well. So first and foremost, Jordan, welcome to the show, and how are you doing, and where are you currently?
Thank you. It's awesome to be on here. No, I'm doing very well here. I'm currently at Vian Libber's birthday celebration. So I had to get myself one side from all the people, how people are when you're on calls or anything like that. Um, yeah, all well here, and very happy to be present there.
Awesome. So this is the first time that you're actually on our channel on a daily show over here, because I've been waiting for the right time, and I thought, it's never going to be the right time. I think anytime that I get an opportunity, when there's a gap, I'm going to chat to you. So first and foremost, before we get into the live chat, before we get into what the people are going to be asking you in the live chat, I want to get to know you a little bit better. Now, can you maybe give me some insight to the beginning of your cricket career, and how things started for you, and how you were introduced to cricket originally?
So I'm part of a very sporting, competitive family. So I think I was basically born into cricket. My brother played when he was 1, 2, 3 year old. My other brother also played, so it's very competitive growing up. Everyone want to flip the other brother and stuff like that. So I think I've always been a cricketer, or wanted to be a cricketer since I can even remember. I can't remember a day where I wasn't thinking about cricket, playing cricket or anything like that growing up. So it's a lot of heated backyard battle, stuff like that. And yeah, I think that went just on through basically my entire career. Just love to play cricket, and very competitive doing it.
Was there ever an opportunity, or ever a time where you thought, maybe cricket's not for me, maybe I should go into something else?
Absolutely not. Never been a thought. I can't imagine doing anything else. And it's awesome to be in a position I am currently, to play cricket for a living. I don't see it as a job at all. It's just a hobby.
Let's talk about primary school, high school. You went to Waterkloof, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken, and I think there are a couple of Proteas players that have gone there as well. So just give me some insight into your schooling days, and what you picked up from your schooling days that you've carried over? Because I know there's a lot of things you have fun when you play cricket, and maybe you're not thinking about all of those things. But have you ever reflected back on high school and thought, you know what, I took this lesson out of it, or I took that lesson out of it that you could carry over into your professional career?
Yes, so I think primary school was just it's pure love and enjoyment of playing. Obviously, I grew up in that competitive house, so it's always been I want to do better than everyone else. And then high school came where almost the playing fields evened a bit, better players and quality of players. Um, so I found it coming grade 8, I still just played for enjoyment. Grade 9, where there was more provincial week type of stuff, I found it a bit more almost tough. Um, didn't adapt probably as quickly as I should have at school. But I learned a lot of lessons through that I still carry near to my heart about when something's not given, or if you expect something but it doesn't happen, how to adapt to that. And I take those learnings a lot in high school, and I think through grade 9, 10, 11, I had a lot of that, bit of hardships, and then grade 12, where knew I had to make a big shift if I want to pursue cricket, or honest chats with also my coach, Coach Pinon at the time. Um, to play the sport professionally, I have to make a big switch in how I was doing, and that still stuck a lot close to my heart. And the switch I made, it showed a lot about myself, and to take that forward. The switch I made, it's I learned a lot from school, and especially being in a competitive leagues and stuff like that. That Vaart Club is. I learned a lot from it, and I think it's stood me in good stead so far.
Can you give me a little more details on that shift that you're speaking about? Was it a struggle for runs? Was it maybe a struggle of intensity or shifting between age groups, or what was it that you struggled with at first?
Now thinking back, I'm not really too sure. Just probably just the lack of runs, and it got to me a bit. Obviously, maybe a bit of expectation that didn't happen, and all of a sudden I'm in a massive dip, and I didn't know how to get myself out of it for 2 years in grade 10, 11, where I didn't do as well as I should have or could have, or until grade 12 came, and then I made that shift to know I have to make runs and I have to sort some things out. And it was very little to do with technique and very little to do with skill, but just mentally,
Mental.
um, to adapt like that. It was just almost like a switch. It just made sense to me, and I just followed what I thought was the best for me. And luckily it panned out well in my grade 12 year, and just almost like a snowball effect from after grade 12.
Wow, that's excellent because you had an amazing Kai Madolo week as well, etc. And or age group week, if you want to call it that. But mentally, I mean, I would love to dig into your brain about that because I mean, there's so much lessons in that because I've seen so many young cricketers that have gone through that dip. I mean, similarly from my perspective, when I was in grade 10, 11, I thought my whole life was going to be in one direction, and something happened that changed my whole direction. So I also had to shift mentally and find a new career path from where I was heading towards. So I would like to actually dip into your mind and get some of your thoughts on your what you did mentally to try and get yourself or find yourself in that space. What techniques did you speak to someone? Was it advice from coaches? Was it just your family, your friends around you that gave you the support, or how did you get out of that mental struggle?
Um, I think just honest reflection on what went wrong and what's a possible way to improve that. I had a few chats around, and obviously I had my older brother, and playing Bumlanga cricket, and I learned a lot from him. He also went through a lot of hardships, and I tried to avoid that. So it's almost easiest being the youngest brother to see the oldest brothers go through struggles and make the errors that you want to not to make. So I think that was quite easy for me, and if I just did some honest reflection and look at other people and almost not do the mistakes.
Yeah.
um, so it's just being honest with yourself, I think, is the most important thing, and being honest now that you can how to improve it or how to be better in the future,
Mhm.
and stick to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick to it is important. Now, you obviously did play for the Titans, and you got an opportunity to play there. And I mean, scoring runs for them, big franchise. I mean, you would think that you would have stayed there. Seeing that it went well for you towards obviously the end of the season, what made you decide to switch to the Warriors?
Yeah, it's obviously it's in Titans was always been a dream, or it was a dream when I was growing up my entire life to play Sky Blues and all that. Um, and it was amazing at the time I was there, and I really enjoyed it thoroughly. All the players and everything I learned is I can't thank them and be grateful enough for it. Um, but yeah, I think it's just if you look at the conditions, the different conditions from Super Sport Park to St George's, it's I think you learn much more about batsmanship and playing tougher, longer innings and playing the ball late and stuff like that. It's not as easy as free flowing as Centurion. So we'll learn a lot about playing in St George's about that. Also, just the opportunity to play. I think if you look at Titans team, it's Proteas filled, it's ex Proteas filled, it is a lot of players. It's congested a lot, and to be competing for your spot every single game, it will get tough, and it's yeah, and even though you're doing well, you might even not make the side, which is tough. But I think it will be more beneficial to my game to be playing and to learn a lot from St George's, where it can be seaming, it can be swinging, it can do a lot. So I think my game will benefit a lot from that.
That's such a mature answer. At your age, to give me an answer like that is a very mature answer. Because that's sometimes talks that we have with young cricketers is about making that move, whether they should and when it is the right time for them to do so, when you're comfortable actually where you are in your environment with your family, etc. So you've taken a brave step, and congratulations on that because it's worked out for you. Can you I want to ask you about red ball cricket specifically, and because from the youngsters that I've spoken to, and the current young generation of cricketers, they kind of seem like they are pushed into white ball cricket more as a focus, where you've kind of done something completely different here. You're actually making your name a lot more in the 4-day arena right now. And it's where people are actually getting to know you from that. I mean, there's been people calling for you to be in the test squad already because of your performance recently. You know that people will run behind the players that they support, etc. But how did you master your red ball game? Was it was there a period at school that taught you something, or was it just the coaches at the Titans? How did you master your red ball game?
To be honest, I think it's just more mental than anything. Um, I think growing up school, I barely played any time games, maybe 2, 3 a year. So I never played really long formats. We just played 50 overs and T20s. Um, but I just think the enjoyment of batting is something that prevails a lot. I mean, I can bat the longest in 4 days, so it almost makes sense. So yeah, so it's just basically I'm just enjoying it, just seeing the ball, playing what I see, and I think that's as fun as it gets. If you don't need to score, you don't have to. So it's just look at situation, play the situation. I think that's the easiest way to describe the red ball for me. So
Yeah.
white ball has always been my most frequently played format at school, but red ball was just the way I can bat the longest.
That's such a simple answer. Now, obviously, you're still young, so obviously, I would
Yeah,
expect you.
it's
If I speak to
no,
you in
I keep
five
I
years'
keep
time,
it
your answer
simple
will be
for a reason.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your answer will be different in 5 years' time when I speak to you again,
Yes, definitely.
when we catch up again in the future. But I mean, looking at you right now, when it comes to batting in the middle and keeping your wicket, or spending hours in the crease. I've spoken to a lot of different cricketers that are giving me different things on what they do. Ashwin Prince mentioned, for example, when you're trying to score big, don't look at the milestone of 100, look past the 100, and that's how you go for your target. Because you kind of forget about the milestone. You're looking at 140 rather than looking at the 100 milestone and losing your wicket before. Another thing that I learned from maybe someone like Tony DeZorzi, who said he picked this up from Aiden Markram. I don't know what you picked up from the guys at the Titans with regards to long format cricket, but he said just think about batting time, spend as much time in the middle as possible, and the runs will come. What methods do you use to try and stay in the middle and survive in the middle?
Yeah. So I think it's still the enjoyment factor prevails a lot. I mean, it's much funner to play the game and be on the park and on the pitch playing and going through maybe the tough times and all that than watching it from upstairs. So I think that's also a bit of a motivator, and I can be watching cricket or I can be playing cricket. So at the moment, that's something I've just taken and I enjoy it, and I've run with it so far. Um, and yeah, I just bet if the milestone comes, it comes. If it doesn't, hopefully I didn't chuck my wicket. The bowler got me out. So that's my main thing. I don't want to give my wicket away. If the bowler gets me out, then it's fair enough. That's how it goes. But if I give my wicket away, um, then it's error. And if the bowler takes 200 balls to get me out, then I will bat 200 balls. If it doesn't, then um, if it takes 10 balls, then it takes 10 balls. So that's basically I just bat until I get out until not give it away.
Guys, so all you have to do is just enjoy what you're doing. Do it as long as you can.
Like I said,
That's
5 years time it'll be a different answer, but for now
Yeah.
it's this.
That's an excellent answer because maybe youngsters are overthinking the game too much.
Oh,
Or
definitely,
maybe
yeah. I definitely
overthinking
did.
about things. Did you do that?
Like that's I think one of the mental switches I made was overthinking so much at school. And I should have just enjoyed it and gone out and play, especially
Yeah.
so young. I think that's the most important thing, and that's why I think the white balls are so dominant. It's the most fun thing to do. Is swing the bat, hit the sixes, get the crowd cheering, all that. So I think that's the most. I think one thing that prevails a lot.
Mhm. Okay, I'm going to get to some of the questions in the live chat before I get my mind going again with more questions because I have to think now a little bit extra. Uh, what I do want to ask you though is about your wait. Let me ask you this rather. Um, uh, from the senior guys in your team, is there anything that advice that has been given to you that maybe stood out? Or what you've learned from other guys around you, batting in the middle, maybe. Is there anything that you've learned from them that really maybe stood out to you?
Nothing specific. I think there's just a lot of things that they picked up on my game that I, as people probably seen from a different perspective. Um, so it's nice to have people in Pretoria that say one thing and then there's other thing. So it's nice to pick up different things. And for example, people like Rudy that's also been here a lot. He's more a show by example type of guy, and I can see the game and I think I can see how his head is running and stuff like that. And Vian, that's a very open guy, speaks to me very easily, and Siba is just a kind guy. I can talk to him about anything. So it's very I feel very myself, to be honest. I can be myself. I can talk and all that. So it's very. I learned a lot from team culture and all that. A lot more than probably batting in general, and more about myself, especially moving away from family, all that. It's very easy to speak to these guys and learn lots about myself outside the field as well. So I think that's been very good for me as well.
Are you a type of person that sits before a game and visualizes yourself getting runs or etc., or do you try and just stay calm and forget about it and just play it as easy as it when the time comes or the game comes?
So yes, I'd like to do some visualizations. Probably directly before the game, I'll stand at the pitch and just think, okay, this is a long boundary, short boundary. This is probably where the wind blowing or something like that, and just probably imagine a certain bowler I think would be effective, running in and bowling a certain length that I would find uncomfortable. I would play it and stuff like that, and and I don't say manifest, but I almost like to predict scores. So you force yourself to perform because you speak it out. So I think most of my good scores, I told people, no, it's going to be a good one.
So what did you predict for your 187 or that?
I actually predicted 150, not going to lie.
Oh, well done. That's excellent. We should have picked you instead of the octopus for the World Cup.
I've had a bet with my brother. His missus recently got pregnant, and I said if I get a 150 this game, I can have the child.
Oh wow, excellent. Okay.
So I told when I was walking down, I think I told Matt or Vian or someone. I said no, it's going to be 150.
Oh, that's bloody brilliant. I love that positivity. That's excellent. So let's get into one last question before I get into the fan questions, because you've given me something that has popped into my mind that we probably can learn from you. Conditions. So you spoke about moving over to the Warriors. Conditions are different, of course, and that makes total sense to me for a 4-day game. How did you pick up on conditions and learn about reading conditions? Was it there from high school or within you from since you played cricket? Were you taught that, or how did you pick up on that and knowing how to adapt your game according to conditions?
To be honest, I'm not the best with picking up conditions, looking at pictures and reading it like that. I like to have a feel about it. If I go to a pitch, I feel it and I look at it and I'll get a feel. But just basic conditions like when the wind's blowing, maybe some area in the pitch that's a bit rough or something like that. Just obvious things I see, but I'll just like to always bat and get a feel for it and adapt as quickly as possible. And just take away some shots, put some shots that might be more effective and stuff like that. So just be adaptable and maybe not have a preconceived idea of what might happen, but because it might not be the same that's actually playing. So more just feel the pitch or feel the conditions out and go from there.
Okay, let's get into some of the comment section over here. We've got Sadiq saying, we at Cricket Fanatics have been waiting for you, Jordan, to be on the channel. Love how you progress every innings, desperate to score runs, and heartbroken when you go out. That's a good trait to have, bro. Really, I actually spoke about it
Yes.
a while back. I said there's another cricketer that I mentioned. I said, it's a very good trait to have that you hate to go out.
Yeah,
It just shows how much you love to be in the middle. So that's a
yes.
great trait to have. What I love about Jordan is how he loves batting, looks desperate to score, and progresses every innings. I think he means Jordan. Many people see late Philip Hughes in you, batting, and a bit of Dean Alga as well. Did you follow Dean or Philip growing up, or any other batter?
So I didn't have one or specific people, but I like to look at the game and see specific things that people are doing well or playing well. And I like to implement it more in my game. So Dean Alga, a big influence. I love the grit and the mental toughness he had, or he has. So he doesn't care about anything else but score runs, and that's a big thing for me. And I think I took a lot from that. And you can see the inspiration from me also to score runs and to do well for the team. And yeah, like Quinton and pick up pools and all that. So it's a lot of stuff like that I like to take bits and bobs. Like AB de Villiers, his bat flow and the flow he has. So stuff like that, I take a lot from everywhere.
Have you spoken to any of those guys? Like of Dean when you at the Titans, was he there during that period to speak to, as well as maybe a AB? Did you ever get the chance to have a conversation with them and pick their brains?
Dean, I spent a bit of time with.
Yeah.
So he's a bit more non-cricket off the field, which I think is great. So you have to find almost a balance. So I was just, I knew not to pick too much or anything like that. Just enjoy the company of Proteas captain, basically. So some people, you can speak cricket all day, like Tianis. I spoke cricket all day with him. I can speak cricket all day with him, but Dean is a bit more. I think he has a lot on his plate, so I just enjoy my time with him and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So what did you learn from Tianis then? You see, I'm trying to fish and get the information out to you.
He's also very a cricket badgy. He knows a lot, and we'll be speaking until tomorrow morning if I can say everything that I've learned and all that.
Yeah, incredible self-belief he has. I noticed that when I've spoken to him, his mental strength is ridiculous. So you must have been really happy that when you saw him get selected for the Proteas side.
Oh, no, definitely. I think it's a very good call. I think when you look at him bat, it's honestly embarrassing for me to be on the same wicket if he plays so free-flowing so easily. It feels quite embarrassing to come out and struggle sometimes when he just goes out and make it look like it's the easiest thing ever.
Yeah, is he actually a warm person to speak to as a youngster? Is he open with the youngsters and allow them to come and speak to him? Because he seems quite introverted. Like he seems to like to be on his own. That's how it comes across to me.
Very traditional. You have to earn your stripes and all that. So I don't mind it at all. So I know if I want to talk cricket and all that, I can speak to him. But just first have to show yourself and prove yourself that you are worthy of sharing thoughts with.
Okay, awesome. That's excellent. That's excellent insight. Okay, you got out to a short ball in the first innings of the 4-day series, and the bowlers started targeting you over there. But since then, you have attacked short bowling. Do you like to take on the short balls? And how did you go away and practice that so that you can correct it? I'm adding that to the question.
I just play as I see it. If it's there to play, I'll play it. If it's not there, I'll leave it alone most of the time, depending obviously on the speed of the ball. But I think it's more you see the field and you more or less know what's gonna happen or how you want to play it, and you almost I want to say premeditate, but think about your areas you want to hit it, and just react quickly enough if the ball isn't there. For example, if you have the deep square and fine leg out, you might more target cow corner, or you pull it down between deep square and fine leg. Just so basically just play what you see and know your areas, and just don't hit into the fielders, and make sure if you're heading down, you hit it down and not to the fielder, basically.
Yeah. Dex, he basically answered this a little bit, but when you decide to take on a bowler, do you look to hit him into the V or more out of our area?
I think it's always better to think straight. If you're thinking straight, your head will most likely be still and more still, and it's probably the easiest area to hit, and you just adjust from there. If you're thinking straight, it's easier to go, for example, over extra or to cow corner, depending on the ball is. But if you think cow corner, your head is already falling over, you don't have much of a chance.
What are the chances of getting a Hermann shirt before you get too famous? Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I know the friend. He can get already has some Hermann shirts. I'll just say that.
Yeah. We have dibs on the first one, guys. So just as letting
Sure,
you guys why aren't you turning your arm over?
If the bowlers are bowling too well, haven't gotten an opportunity yet. Still waiting.
Are you working on that?
No,
Yeah,
definitely
are you
back
working on
myself
it
so
still?
much. Yes, I train a lot. Stubbs will tell you a lot about me bowling in the net, so I'll just say that.
Stubbsy. Okay, how much did you enjoy batting with your brother for Tux?
No, it's so fun. I think it's very special for our family, especially. My dad's an absolute cricket badger. So it was awesome to be able to play with my brother for the first time. I felt very calm. It felt like we knew each other without even batting together ever. Just knew how to rotate, and if we're seeing the other one is getting frustrated, you just say something or anything like that. So it was the easiest partnership I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, we must get your dad on the show if he's a massive cricket fan. It will be
Yes, no,
excellent
he'll
to have
talk
a
your
chat to
ear
him.
off.
I love it. I
No, he
love
just
that. Actually,
embarrassed me as well.
that will be excellent. Who is the fastest bowler you have faced so far, and who is the most difficult to face? Would you say?
Um, Fastest bowler. Probably, I think there was a spell against Gerald at Bloom. I think it was like for the first time a small crowd in the bit of lockdown time that actually chanted him a bit on, and you can just see his tail was up and that bandana was flying. So he bowled a few balls that was quite quick. And most difficult to face. Yes, I must say it's Army Matoa with his massive wrist and he's just rolling. I had a bad experience with him playing a club game in Pretoria, where just club field, club pitch, all soft ball, swings and hoops, and it's terrible to face on slow, sticky wickets. Terrible to score runs on slow, sticky wickets.
And now you're going to go face the Proteas 150 bowler soon as well in the nets.
Thanks. Across the bridge when you get there.
I'll tell Anrik to go easy on you. Okay, who was your favorite player growing up and favorite player in the current Proteas roster? It's two questions.
Yeah, like I said, I think a lot of players. I think Quinny is probably someone I enjoyed watching bet. AB as well. I love Grant Smith, the grit he showed. There's too many to pick from. And current player, sure, it's a tough question. I would love watching Aiden Bet. I love watching David smack it. So I don't know, probably Anas with his 150 Thunderbolts was probably the most fun to watch because I'm not there facing it.
Exactly. It's nice to hear that actually that you have inspiration from different types of cricketers. You know, like the gritty side of Dean, but also the attacking side of AB. It's a nice blend there that you're trying to mold yourself
Yeah.
into, which I like. It's actually what South Africa need is an adaptable batter like that. Would you? I don't know why this question is coming up, but would you like the opportunity to go play in England? Were you playing in cricket in England in the off season? Someone tweeted that you did.
No, but I want to go next season. I think it's important to have that bit of experience in the UK, especially with different conditions, stuff like that. So I'm planning to go next year. Hopefully, it will add a lot of value to my cricket.
Yeah, of course. If you could choose, because okay, we did a show last night where we spoke about who should be a wild card. Your name popped up a couple of times, so this is a great question. If you could choose any SA20 side to play for, which one would you pick and why? It's
I'll
difficult
go
when you
probably, yeah,
difficult one.
probably home grounds for Georgia, Sunrisers, Eastern Cape would be very nice.
Stubbsy.
Yeah, few of the mates there as well.
Yeah. What is your most favorite shot?
Yes, anyone that goes for forward six, I love.
Interesting. Let's.
Probably a cover shot.
You got a
Or a straight
beautiful
drive.
one, by the way. A very good drive, by the way. Let's make it difficult for you, Jordan. Who's the best batter in the world and best? Okay, and let's leave the Post best um, batter out. But let's just say who's the best batter in the world.
It's
Who's
very
your
easy.
answer?
Surya Yadav. It's a very easy answer. I think it's not even a batter, it's something else. It should be classed as something different.
He's incredible. He's incredible. Dick
Embarrassing.
says, "Is Ronan Hermann your younger brother?"
No, that's a misconception. I have two
Yeah.
R's and two N's. We have two N's.
Exactly. I've been telling people, but they don't want to believe me. Your favorite format?
Um, no, I enjoy all of them, but obviously I'll think 4-day cricket I can bat the longest, so the longest
Yes.
format.
Nice. I like to hear that. Keep it up. And tell all the youngsters that they should make their favorite format for next. Do you feel that it's helped you with your shorter format game, the first class cricket?
Um, I don't know. Probably, yeah. Maybe just identifying balls a bit better, what to play, what not to play. For example, you can now accept the balls you're leaving now. You probably try and get one or something like that. Yeah, just know your areas well and just look at the ball.
Yeah. Another rumor from Twitter. You're already in the Twitter rumors pool already. Someone tweeted that you saw your dad working on your batting early in your school days. How much influence has he had on your batting?
Oh, massive. So my dad built nets in the back garden. So we had a lot of fights and a lot of training there. I think it's the pitch is worn out. You can barely bat anymore. You're slipping around. So I had to fix the crease up and all that. Yeah, so my dad threw countless balls at me and my brothers. It's been I can't say thank you enough, my dad, for all the things he did for our cricket and all that. So it's definitely would not be in any position like this without my dad helping us through it all.
Are you targeting to play in the SA20 league? Is that the aim?
Yes, obviously it would be nice, but where I'm now, I think I just want to play and perform, and whatever comes, it comes, and not to have expectations. Like I said earlier, just enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, then things will happen by itself.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, you have never have to face Anna in the middle. Possibly fortunate for him. Who knows? I've asked Bakes already. Can I ask you about that? Because I know Bakes as well, quite well. And I would like to get some insight from what you've learned from him as a coach.
Sure. No, he's very technical. So anything cricket, I can speak to him and he'll give me exact answer. Mental, if it's mental or technical, anything like that. It's very easy to chat cricket with Bakes, and it's awesome to have someone like that analyzes the game very well and sums it up very well. And even things you didn't think you were thinking of, he saw you, and especially with the sidearm, he set you up beautifully and destroys your confidence. So it's awesome to have Bakes.
No, that's excellent. I actually didn't I know him, but I've never seen him actually in action coaching yet. So it's nice to hear that from a player. Justin says, which batting position do you prefer in white ball? Because you batted in different positions so far.
So any positions that's need to be filled, or that coach that needs for balance or anything like that, the coach feels. I love opening the batting. I love batting 3, 4, 5 anywhere. As long as if the coach backs me there, or if it'll give balance to the team, then I'll bat anyway.
Mm-hmm. The dismissal in the first innings of the first round against Rocks, was that a trap by Ishil Kuti? Did it change the way you approached batting in the fourth innings, Chase?
I think especially have a youngster that's pulling. We'll try to test if if he's just pulling or if he is bad or playing cleverly or anything like that. So it was a trap. I was trying to pull it down, but I absolutely smoked it. Better than any pull shots I played. Just went like a bullet to deep square, unfortunately. But I definitely learned from it, and I was very much more selective or much more careful playing it, and much more almost made sure of not hitting the fielders the next time, because I know they're going to use it again.
Yeah, awesome. By the way, SA Cricket Talent, this is Werner. You'll see him varies on Twitter. He's the one that did that little compilation video that I played at the beginning of the show. Did you scold Rudy Second when he smashed a 50 to prevent you from getting a double century?
And now he asked me, okay, what's the plan? And I said, I was very tired. It's the first time I've been batting entire day. And I said, Rudy, just bat, please. I really do not mind. Please just get the runs. I'll bat all day, but yeah, I might go to the next day. And he just batted with just absolute free flowing, and that was awesome to watch from the other end because I was very tired.
How did you recover from that? Like physically, what did you do to recover, to relax and recover from that?
So 4 days, a 4-day win don't come often, so you recover it with a few drinks with the team afterwards.
With regards to ice and anything, or like, did you ice your body at all?
I
for
have a
the
few
long
days
hours?
off, so you just do a few stretches, band work,
Okay.
foam roll, and you're good to go. I'm still young. I don't have excuse. Other guys, different story. But
Tony,
me,
yeah, Tony said something else after he's 163. He said he had to do massages and a special machine, etc. So yeah,
once
getting
I
old,
had to get a
Tony.
forearm massage. My forearms were cramping a lot, actually. So a few days
Yeah,
after, I had to give a bit of a fix there.
awesome. Loving your work, bro. Keep it up. Looking forward to see where this journey takes you. Keep grabbing those opportunities and churning out those runs.
Thank you,
Um,
Damien.
you have heard it first. Yeah, Jordan is playing international cricket in 1 year if this continues this way.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that will be awesome. A lot of shades of Owen Morgan too in your batting style. I think we've come to realize from this interview that there's a couple of different things that you've picked up from different players that
Bits
is
and bobs,
kind of
yeah.
in one. Yeah, bits and bobs. So yeah, that's an awesome question over there. Who would you say your batting is similar to? I can't really say one person. There's a couple.
No, I think Matt says it's Dean Algo with flair.
It's
That's how he
exactly.
describes it.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to say anything to Dean, even though Dean has been open in the public to say that he's no Eamon de Villiers. He said it in the
No,
presser.
no.
We were sitting there. We
No,
were
I think
sitting
it's
in a
comfortable with
presser,
that as
and
well.
he's like, I don't know if you saw that press conference. Dean was like, I'm not fortunate enough to have the same talent as the likes of ABs of the world and the days of the
Yeah.
world.
But
So
if
I
you
have to
average
sit
40
there and
plus in
go,
Test cricket, I'm sure it doesn't really
you're doing
matter.
something right. Exactly. You're doing something right.
Yeah.
Credit to you for not falling for it, because I could see them trying it again. Do you fancy using your feet or sweeping facing spin bowling? And what's your approach to spin bowling?
Yes. So I do enjoy using my feet. Obviously, depending on situation, stuff like that, and field settings, and bowler and all that. So yes, I like using my feet to get to the pitch and do a bit more strike rotations and sweeping. Yes, I just don't want to maybe sweep in front of the stumps and stuff like that. So I'll sweep more on line, and yeah. So obviously, shorter formats you have to be a bit more brave from that. But I do enjoy sweeping. I do like using my feet against spin, adjust the lengths and stuff like that.
Reason for your shirt number?
Now, there's a bit of a story behind it. So my favorite number is 7.
Yes.
My brother's number is 83. If you take 83 minus 7, it's 76. That's also just a reason. But the main reason was, so we're playing Cubs week, and everyone's fighting for the number 7 jersey. And yeah, I was captain at the time. I said, no, there's no chance. This is my jersey. And so I took the number 7 shirts. And one of the games we rocked up, and I didn't pack any clothes. No, so I didn't have any playing shirt, any playing pants, nothing. I just had the pullover that I always just put in my bag, with the number 7 on. So I asked my good mate Simeon can I please borrow your shirt or your playing clothes, because he luckily packed the extra pair, and his number was 6. So I batted with the 6 shirt with the 7 pullover, and I made I think 168 not out that game, and yeah, I just thought it makes perfect sense.
No, that's excellent. Seven's my favorite number too. Oh, why is seven your favorite number, by the way?
It just looks nice.
Okay, cool. Okay.
It just feels right.
Support.
Just a feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Mine's got to do with Man United. That's why I love seven. Since a
No,
kid.
I won't share that.
Do you watch football?
Um, not a lot, but I like to
Okay.
follow the results and stuff like that.
No team that you picked. Like, do you
Yeah.
support anybody? No.
I support Arsenal.
Okay.
I can come out and finally say that with some confidence. Yes.
Scared of them. One last question.
Stubbs is
Oh,
here.
Stubbsy!
How's it?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
One last question. Do you feel the competition is high as a batter in domestic cricket? Oh, what? One last question. Do you feel the competition is high as a batter in domestic cricket?
I would say yes. There's a lot of competition out, and there's a lot of players. There's a lot of good players around the circuit, and yeah, especially these bunch are good cricketers. So you have to be on top of your game.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last one. I can see you getting a little bit of action over there. So I'll ask you one last one over here. Oh, what is it like to have Robbie P as a coach with an attacking mindset? Is it true that he's
Yeah.
giving you guys that freedom to just play your natural game?
Yes. So he is. I like how he thinks about the game, and how he perceives game. I think it's very similar to how I find cricket and how I like to see games and all that. And yes, he gives you the backing. I mean, especially these days, it's not really about consistency, but more about impact. And yeah, I think he gives the backing that you need as a player, that you desperately need as a player, especially these days, to just have a bit of faith and trust that it will come off sometime. And if it comes off, hopefully it keeps on going.
I see Stubbsy full of confidence there and full of smiles there. I hope the $9 million man is $9 million rand man is
Now, I
paying
would
for all the
also be
drinks and
smiling.
food.
I would also be smiling.
I hope he's paying for all the drinks and the food there.
Not yet. I'll get him a bit later.
Jordan, it's been excellent to talk to you. I would love to chat to you again. Maybe when you do come down a year again, we can do
Awesome.
an in-person interview, or we can catch up again a little bit later in the season as well. I would love to chat to you again. Thank you for giving your time to me. I know you're busy. So thanks a lot for coming on the show, and I'll chat to you very, very soon.
No, thank you for it. It was awesome being here.
Okay.
Love to
See
be
you
back
soon,
soon.
bro. Enjoy the party,
Thank
and give Vian my regards.
No problem.
See you, man.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
No
Cheers,
problem.
cheers.
So, guys, that's our interview with Jordan Hermann. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to make it as fun as possible. I tried to get as much information out of him as possible. He gave us what he can, but it's good to see that this guy thinks very freely about this game. It's about the enjoyment of the game. It's about enjoying and spending most time in the middle doing what he loves doing. So that's a good, nice narrative that I like to see. And maybe kids in this new generation need to look at things that way. They need to maybe relieve the stress from them or take their minds off the fact that they are trying to score big runs, stay calm, and just have fun in the middle, and the rest will come. Thanks a lot to everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please share it with all your friends and family. Smash the like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Click that notification bell, please, for all future videos. This was the Daily Show, an exclusive interview with Jordan Hermann. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the monthly magazine. It's 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. If you want to see more of these type of interviews and help support us and help us grow South African cricket and promote South African cricket, please become a Patreon today. Link is on the screen as well as in the description. You can also go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all your regular updates. Thank you for everybody that has asked questions on the show. Thank you for all the support, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. It's a 4-day game at Newlands, so all the guys that are in Cape Town, let all your friends and family know that it's 100% free. Bring your picnic baskets, come have a picnic on the grass, come enjoy some good 4-day cricket between the Newlands, between the Western Province Blitz, not between Newlands, Western Province Blitz and the Knights. And let's have fun together, and let's have a conversation. Maybe we can pick up a couple of fan cams and have some cricket conversations on the field after the game. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace out.